Someone's emailed us asking which country's shape is most like a square. What a stupid question. Totally pointless. Slovakia? No. Georgia? No. Bangladesh? No, Bangladesh looks like a wizard. You think everything looks like a wizard. Ghana? Too long. North Macedonia? Too round. Liberia? No. Malaysia? Say, Malaysia is not a square. But there must be one somewhere. Not in Oman or the UAE. And Yemen's more a rectangle. Yes, I can see. Russia's nothing like a square. Too long, as far as I'm aware. Mali starts off strongly, but right here it goes to pot. Burkina Faso is irregular. Four-sided, it is not. Italy's a boot. So is Papua New Guinea. What about Benin and Togo? No, they're both far too skinny. What about these little countries? Costa Rica, Lebanon? There's no square in Singapore, Brunei, Mauritius, or Gabon. Kuwait looks like a little thumb. Madagascar looks quite lean. Burundi looks quite like a heart. Qatar looks like a bean. India's a diamond and Slovenia's a splot. Cuba's very long and thin, and both Korea's are short and squat. Mozambique has got too many sides, Uzbekistan as well. Little Paraguay's no paradigm, Mauritania's an L. And Malawi's like a seahorse, Guinea-Bissau's a withered rock. And Nauru's nearly a circle, and Somalia's a sock. France is famously a hexagon, that fact is quite well known. But it's not the only one, it's joined by Sierra Leone. What about these landlocked countries like Nepal or South Sudan? They're not square, and nor are Denmark, Finland, China or Iran. Luxembourg's are all squares, which their borders don't reflect. And Australia's a cat dog, and Japan we must reject. Guatemala has two squarish sides in this bit in the north, but it won't meet our criteria cause it needs a third and fourth. Timor-Leste doesn't pass the test. Moldova, Guinea, don't be silly. Little Rwanda doesn't stand a hope in hell. What is Israel? Are we seriously going to go through every country? Yes, I think it's important. Both the USA and Canada have squares in large amounts, but we're only counting countries and states don't count. Poland would look like a square if it invaded to the south. Kazakhstan looks like a turtle with a leaf stuck in its mouth. Despite a square's efficiency, the Germans don't come close. And Peru is like a resting dog, Guyana's like a ghost. Ethiopia and Switzerland look like potato wedges. Norway, Sweden and New Zealand all have far too crinkly edges. If you have a lot of coastline, then your sides will not be straight. So the squareness of the Philippines, Greece and Ireland would be great. Tajikistan's quite funky, as is elephant head-shaped Thailand. There's no square in Indonesia's 18,000 tiny islands. If your country's made of islands, then a square you'll never be. There are loads of island nations that are mostly MTC. Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Solomon Islands, the Seychelles, the Maldives, Micronesia, Fiji, the Marshall Islands, St. Kitts and Nevis, Sao Tome and Principe, the Bahamas, Cape Verde, Tonga, Vanuatu. The Netherlands is flat, although its edges do not fit. And the following are countries with a sticky outy bit. There's Afghanistan, Namibia, the DRC's got two. There's Ukraine, Venezuela, Eritrea, Cyprus and Kosovo. Is Morocco square? No, it's more a stare. Kiribati? Not square, alas. Senegal? Not square at all. San Marino? San Marino. The CAR so near so far, Botswana's like a flounder. Chad looks like Jay Leno, Eswatini couldn't be rounder. Mongolia looks like a bat, the Congo's kind of foxy. Yamba's like a genie and not even slightly foxy. Belize has one edge here that's straight, but this bit's rather lumpy. Algeria and Kenya are pentagons, Honduras is too bumpy. Sri Lanka's like a raindrop, Kyrgyzstan's a bird in flight. While Iraq and Jordan's lines are straight, the angles just aren't right. Colombia's kind of squarish, though its borders are quite rough. And Iberia would pass, but Spain alone's not square enough. If Bolivia expanded, then a square it just might be. Nicaragua would look square if you viewed it in 3D. Little Liechtenstein and the Argentines are not square in the least. The Dominican Republic, that just tapers to the east. Lesotho sort of squarish, but the angle's on the wonk. Cameroon is like a chicken with a huge badonk-a-donk. Mexico? No. Portugal? Too thin, too tall. The Saudis? Too much on a slant. The Vatican? The Vatican. Listing every country by its shape is not an easy job, when inevitably loads of them look only like a blob. So to make things more efficient, as I'm sure you've got the gist, here are all the blobby countries in a quick compiled list. Andorra, Antigua and Barbuda, Austria, Barbados, Belgium, Belarus, Bhutan, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Cambodia, Czechia, Djibouti, Dominica, Estonia, Grenada, Hungary, Iceland, Latvia, Lithuania, Romania, Serbia, St. Lucia, Tanzania, Uruguay, Zimbabwe. Sama's like a butterfly whose wings have been removed. But at Ecuador and Bahrain, and it's massively improved. Little Monaco's so tiny you can see the piers within. Chile's very, 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 very long and thin. Uganda cannot be a square because of all the legs. The Gambia, Vietnam and Panama all look like snakes. Haiti, Croatia and Zambia all have shapes that wrap around. Syria's just a bit too slopey, but El Salvador's too long. That's all right. Palau looks like a jellyfish, Pakistan looks like a duck. Azerbaijan looks like a bird that's been run over by a truck. This monkey is Armenian, his shooting stars lay ocean. Jamaica, Malta and Niger are creatures from the ocean. Greenland's not a real country even though it's really big. The UK looks like an old witch sitting sideways on a pig. Comoros would if it were glue. Some parts of Tuvalu look rude. Turkmenistan looks like something or another. Tunisia and Albania look like each other. South Africa's too wobbly, Bulgaria's too knobbly, Brazil is too triangular, Turkey is too rectangular. Now the only countries left are ones whose squareness are the best. If you know which ones are coming, we're incredibly impressed. Little Montenegro square if you rotate it some degrees. South Sudan has left behind a very square North Sudanese. The angles in Angola mean it's nearly good to go. And Nigeria comes close, although it bulges down below.
Libya is nearly square, it's more a parallelogram.
And Cote d'Ivoire and Suriname do well in our exam.
Equatorial Guinea's very square, but unfortunately, since its capital's on an island, then the squarest it can't be.
So the winner of our contest, fitting all our tight prescriptions, it's the squarest of the squarest.
The nation of the pharaohs,
The land of Cleopatra,
the country where the Sphinx is
the land of the Egyptians.
Any more interesting emails come in?
There's one asking for every capital city in the world.
That would have made a much better song.